Thanks for visiting thenakedhorsecourse.com. I love springtime. I get calls for all kinds of projects in the spring. The grass is growing, flowers are blooming, and the horses are feeling good. This is Tricky Tar Baby. His dad is an accomplished racehorse. He's a young appendix gelding. He's been bred to try hard and to set his mind to something and get it done. He's quite an independent horse, I find, right off, and a little pushy. I can see why his owners were having trouble with him. Here he's pushing me a little bit, and he's annoyed that I won't allow him in front of me. Every time he goes to go in front of me and I stop him, he gets a little more angry, and he keeps upping the ante. He would like to be the leader and have me respond to him. It annoys him that someone's trying to lead him. Oh, let's see that in slow motion. So I'm defining my space with him. When he pushes into me, I push back a little bit, and he finds that he'd just rather get the heck away from me. But I can't let him get away with it. He's just trying to figure out where he fits in the world. He'd like to exercise the leadership he thinks he has. A few days later, I take him out and put him in positions where he's got to have the presence of mind to get through the situation. He needs to learn how to define my space and his space. The conversation that's going on is actually a series of mimics. Rather than me imitating him, he's imitating me and taking cues from me. I put him in positions where he's got to practice safe habits. It's a lot less scripted than arena work, but I find with some cases especially, it's a lot more effective. So each time he gets in front of me, I ask him to start looking to me. He still feels good, he still wants to play, but today he's not directing that at me. So that's okay. He starts to respond to me more and more. He starts to relinquish a little bit of the leadership and realizes that he can't solve every problem himself. He starts to look to me more and more. Unscripted activity. It's a great bonding exercise outside the arena. In my opinion, is a good way to go with stuff like this. It starts to create a little bit of a bond where it's more of a duo than it is him pushing his way. The mental stimulation that he needs during the day, he's getting from me. He's finding everything he needs from me. At the end of the day, he starts to think I'm not such a bad leader. He sees that I can make good judgment calls and he doesn't mind responding. Day 3, he's pretty happy to see me. I'll just sit back, be calm, let him meet me in his own way. He finds that spending time with me is a lot more interesting than he had anticipated. He starts to see me as a different person now. He starts to see me as an equal, more than him being over me. He's going to start taking cues from me. The conversation that's been going on the whole time is all about who's controlling the mirror, who acts and who reacts. He actually starts to choose to come with me. In a way, it still annoys him just a little bit that he's responding to me, but he just can't help but want to. It's part of a horse's natural instinct to imitate. Imitation for horses doubles as communication. Communication involves a lot of imitation. He finds intrigue in imitating me. I ask him to stay where he is and stand. It's just a little exercise that really defines his space and mine. I want him to think of us as two separate entities that come together. I want to create an independent horse that practices safe habits regardless of who's handling him. I want him to be able to ride for an inexperienced rider and know what to do in each and every situation. I want him to respond safely. So I create in him the leader that he had hoped to be right off. Horses have 4 natural learning styles: habituation, association, imitation, and imprinting. Tricky Tar Baby is learning through imitation here. I think Tricky Tar Baby's going to turn out just fine. He's really interested, curious, and he started to relinquish some of the leadership that he thought he had. He realized he wasn't the leader he thought he was. But I'm going to show him how to be a good leader so that any rider of any experience level can ride him. He really enjoys the interaction, but he has to know that each time he comes with me, he's going to find enough stimulation that keeps him interested. It's my job to give him that